what's the worst experience you've had on stage in your career of comedy?
The worst? The worst is always the best.
Why?
When you go up on stage, you get that humble performance.
The bomb.
Yeah, like because I've said this so many times. Like I'm a firm believer that at least once every 3 months or so you have to bomb.
Yeah, more than that sometimes.
Yeah, because that is you
learning,
pushing that line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when a new joke gets reintroduced, there's always going to be that uncomfortableness where you're going to have to try out a couple of times to feed that spoon in a way people can stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that is like I get a rush, but also a sense of like pick your game up from that. So,
you have to. If you're not, then you're not self-aware.
Yeah, exactly.
And self-awareness is the key for comedians.
Exactly. And I feel like as a comic, you should be able to speak about anything.
Yeah.
So right now I don't speak about everything.
Why?
Because I don't have the tools.
Okay.
I don't quite have the tools yet. But every single year I get better and better.
How do you gain more tools?
More tools, more experience, knowing where and when to switch gears. Reading the room is a big one. Like, so if you got to speak about some real shit, you probably want to put it towards past the halfway mark, because you gotta win them over first and let them know what you're about, right? Like, hey, love me, and like, all right, yo, we got to talk about this, and then you got to give it to them, in a way that you hope that they can digest, and then if that doesn't work, you've always got your protective shield, right, of what you're gonna finish on. But sometimes if it's being well received, like I will end on that. Like I will keep going with that until I know that the bit is where it's at, and then you don't have to pull out the emergency blanket. Right. Like the fire has been extinguished before it even started. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like taking those risks is a big one for me. Like without taking those risks, I think I would be bored.
Yeah. That's the whole point. You have to take the risks. Yeah. If you're not taking risks, then what's the point of even doing comedy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We are the risk takers.
Yeah, the original
risk takers.
Evil Knievel. We are Siegfried and Roy.
We are the Wright brothers.
Yeah, bro. Dead set, man. We're Harris Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Harrison Ford. Yeah. Well,
the original crash test dummies.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, bro. Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes when I tank. I'm like, yep, I just got murked by a car.
Yeah, but you got to own it, though.
I got run over by an 18-wheeler just now on stage.
Yeah. Like the last time that happened, I'm due for one, actually. The last time it happened was on a cruise ship.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that was you bombed on a cruise ship?
One of my PG shows.
Oh, it's tough, right? Because you have to be super clean.
Yeah.
Because they're kids, right? There's kids too. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
So I was like,
What happened?
Oh, I just kept on trucking.
How long were you on stage for?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. And when did you notice that you were starting to bomb?
Well, I recovered it, but I started pulling out material
from that works well
from
previous.
So I do 5 shows on the cruise ship.
Yeah,
2 PGs and 3 18+.
Okay.
I was pulling out material for other shows
on the 18+ shows in the PG show,
but like the clean stuff,
right?
And adding it to this one. So now I've got empty spots for my 18+ because I've used my reserves to get myself out of, like to bail myself out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So now you got to go back to the chalkboard and write more stuff for the material that you've taken from
the 18+ show. Wait,
yeah.
Why? Is it because there's the same people coming to every show?
Yeah, so all the shows have to, like, they're different.
It's the same show?
Not the same show.
No, I'm saying like the same people come to every show?
We're all stuck on a cruise ship with the same people.
No, I know. I'm saying like, but there's all these people on a cruise ship. They're coming back every night.
But if they loved the show so much,
they're gonna come back again.
They'll come back for your other show.
What? On the span of a few days?
Yeah, man. So like, if you're killing it, if you're killing the shows, they mark it in their planner.
Like the people, the audience.
They're like, oh, we gotta go see him again.
And how often do you see the same people at your show on a cruise ship?
Well, you're on board for about 5 to 6 days with them. So like if you really did well, like they will come to every one of your shows.
Every single one.
Every single one.
But you're doing the same material on each of them. Each of the shows. No.
There's 5 shows, 5 different shows.
You're doing 5 different 30-minute sets.
Yeah.
Completely different material.
Yeah. So 2 PGs.
What?
2 PGs. Anyone can come watch that one.
Yeah.
And then 3 18 plus,
which is like dirty, maybe
dark.
You can whatever you want, really.
Whatever you want, yeah.
And people are okay with it. They like that.
Yeah, well, that's a safe space.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how are you coming up with 5 30-minute?
You gotta keep writing, bro.
Sets?
You gotta keep writing.
Yeah, but how are you tightening up all those 30 sets within like a year or whatever? Like,
so like I usually get off the ship and I would observe what the people are doing. So I'd write stuff based on that day as well.
Right.
And because the last year I've been focusing on doing crowd work. So like that's essentially you only have to do 20 minutes for each show and 10 minutes of crowd work.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
10 minutes of
you're not doing
work.
30-minute material.
No, but you can, but like
crowd work adds in. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're always constantly coming up with new material because you're constantly working and sharpening that blade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Interesting. And so has there been a scenario where you've absolutely just tanked a whole set on a cruise ship? Like you mentioned you did one time, right?
No, that forced me to whip out stuff from other shows.
Oh, so you didn't like the whole time you didn't?
Yeah, well, no, but like the first 15 minutes was not enjoyable.
It was the worst set of my life.
Bro, it wasn't enjoyable. Like
no one was laughing?
No, they were laughing. It's just like so you set yourself a standard on what it is that you feel that you will receive.
Yeah.
As compensation for your stories, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't get that, it plays in your psyche to the point where I think you sometimes drown out the sounds that you are hearing because you're just like, oh, I'm losing them.
Yeah.
Try this one. Like, so that's quite humbling because
I know
it forces you to be like, yo, we better prepare a little bit more tomorrow. Like, let's not just assume everything's gonna be a-okay.
Yeah. It is not a-okay right now, bro.
We better get to work.
What's the audience like in cruise ships? Like
cruise ships,
like, is it diverse?
There's a mixture. One of the cruises that I did was 30% Americans.
Okay.
Because they fly down to Australia to come do these cruises.
Right, yeah.
So 30% Americans, and then the other 70% was Australians, New Zealanders, Asians, like
just scattered.
Yeah, just different. Yeah, but it was so 30% made the Americans the majority.
Yeah.
Because
70%,
if you start chopping it up into we've got
regions.
Yeah, we've got some Asians that came on. Like
yeah.
Like then like they're the majority. So you then have to you're catering to the majority.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because on land you can be like you can do your Australian stuff.
True.
And they will know when I say Blacktown in Sydney or Footscray in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
They get the local references.
Ipswich in Brisbane. Or if I'm like Cairns, like they know where Cairns is. You know what I mean? Like, but
in France?
Cairns is North Australia, in Queensland.
Oh, there's a Cairns in Australia?
Yeah, Cairns, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so there's a cruise ship dock up there as well.
Okay.
But not all Americans are going to know that.
Right, they're not going to understand. So you have to be more universal on cruise ships.
Yeah, so you got to make sure you cater to the majority.
True.
But also
just do good material overall.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah, so like you're not calling it Dan Murphy's, you're calling it the liquor store.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
okay. Right. Very general stuff so everyone can understand.
Yeah. So instead of I went to the Bottle-O the other day. No, I went to the liquor store.
Liquor store. Yeah. I know Bottle-O because I'm a true Aussie braid.
Yeah.
I'm Kane, mate.
Yeah. So like that will help it be received a lot. Because if they're not doing too much
quick maths.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Bottle-O. They said Bottle-O is it's the liquor store. If they're not
right, you have to make it as easy as possible for them to understand as you go.
So they're not doing too much maths.
Yeah, I get it.
And then they're receiving in real time, right?
Right.